People want to see real life on television. They want to. They don't. For so many decades, since the beginning, it hasn't been an accurate representation of real life.
At first glance, Grey's Anatomy looked like the perfect dream team. Talented actors, tear-jerking scripts, and more hospital hookups than any HR department could handle. But what the audience didn't see was that behind those surgical scrubs, the set turned into a pressure cooker. And eventually, 3 stars didn't just leave, they straight up walked out, mid-season, gone. And the drama they left behind, still oozing. Let's talk about the first crack in the glass, Isaiah Washington, aka Dr. Preston Burke. Fans loved his icy stare and hot chemistry with Sandra Oh, but in 2007, all of that shattered. Not on screen, but in a hallway brawl so explosive it made headlines. Here's what happened. During an on-set argument with co-star Patrick Dempsey, Washington reportedly used a homophobic slur, not once, but allegedly multiple times. The insult wasn't even aimed at Dempsey. It was about T.R. Knight, the actor playing Dr. George O'Malley, who hadn't come out publicly at the time. The moment leaked, the media pounced, and T.R. Knight, under a firestorm of pressure, confirmed he was gay. The cast was shaken, and while the network released polite statements, the vibe on set, toxic, unbearable. And guess what? Washington issued an apology, then took it back, on live TV. Yep, he denied ever using the slur on the Golden Globes red carpet, standing next to his castmates like nothing happened. And that was the final cut. ABC dropped him mid-season, and it wasn't clean. Washington later claimed he was the victim of a mismanaged situation, but by then the damage was done. Grey's wasn't just a show anymore, it was a war zone with fake smiles, fake hugs, and very real resentment. But Isaiah wasn't the only one who walked out, or the most complicated. Because not long after, Katherine Heigl, the face of Izzy Stevens, dropped her own bomb. Not with fists, but with an Emmy snub that shook the entire cast. Heigl refused her Emmy nomination for Grey's, saying she didn't deserve it that year because the writing wasn't good enough. Translation: she threw the writers under the bus, backed up over them, and then smiled for paparazzi. It was the kind of Hollywood move people don't forget. And if you thought that was messy, buckle up. Because the third exit, the softest-spoken cast member made the loudest noise. When T.R. Knight walked away, he didn't make a scene. He made a statement, and it still echoes through Hollywood today. Let's break down the second walkout and why it stung more than any slur, shade, or snub. T.R. Knight, the heart and soul behind Dr. George O'Malley, wasn't supposed to be a celebrity. He was a stage actor, humble, thoughtful, and deeply private. But Grey's Anatomy changed everything until the day Hollywood changed him back. After the Isaiah Washington scandal outed him, TR became the quiet center of a loud, ugly moment. But it wasn't just about the slur, it was about how no one protected him. Word on the lot was that TR started feeling invisible. He had fewer storylines, less screen time, more silence. He allegedly asked Shonda Rhimes directly about his character's future, and when he got no answer, he made one himself. Midway through season 5, TR asked to be released from his contract, and when they tried to convince him to stay, he didn't flinch. He walked, the writers scrambled. The season's storyline bent awkwardly to fit his abrupt exit, and then came the twist no one saw coming. George O'Malley dies, brutally, hit by a bus, disfigured beyond recognition. The scene left millions of fans in literal shock, only finding out it was George after he drew 007 on Meredith's hand. But here's the part that stung. When TR left, there was no red carpet goodbye, no cast party, no tribute. It was quiet, too quiet. And that silence, loud enough to be its own scandal. And then we have Katherine Heigl, who took things from shady to savage. After her Emmy rejection stunt, the vibe on set shifted. Writers allegedly stopped fighting for her character. Shonda Rhimes threw casual shade in interviews.
Grey's Anatomy was a remarkable ride. And without that success, I probably wouldn't be here today talking to you.
A good number of years, I would say the first 10 years, we had serious culture issues.
One insider even claimed Heigl's name became a swear word in the writer's room. Izzy Stevens went from fan favorite to invisible, and when she did appear, she was suddenly annoying, selfish, and, yep, expendable. Season 6 was chaos. Heigl asked for time off to film movies. She allegedly stopped showing up for final scenes. And by March of that year, she was gone. No finale, no farewell, just vanished. And you know what ABC said? Nothing. Just confirmed she wasn't coming back, like she had never existed. The writers had to rewrite the season on the fly, ditching entire arcs and leaving fans furious. But what happened to the industry? Oh, they were even more brutal. Heigl got labelled difficult, directors ghosted, roles dried up. She went from Emmy winner to whatever happened to in under 2 years. And that's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. You don't need to be fired to be ruined. In Hollywood, sometimes you walk out and the door locks behind you. If you're watching this and you're still breathing, hit that like, comment and subscribe right now. Because Ms. Cathy Knows does not play when it comes to messy truths, deleted drama, and stars who vanished with no warning. Coming up on Next, where we get nasty. Because this whole thing, it didn't just end with those three. Hollywood still can't stop talking about it. And one powerful woman may have pulled more strings than we knew. Let's be real. Grey's Anatomy didn't survive nearly 20 seasons by accident. It survived because Shonda Rhimes knows how to control a set like a battlefield general. But control doesn't mean peace. And peace was never part of the plan. After Washington, Knight and Heigl walked, Rhimes never directly addressed the why. She brushed it off as creative differences, scheduling issues, natural exits. But if you looked closely, you could see it. She didn't just let them go, she erased them. Washington? His character was never seen again until years later, and only for a single, clean-cut closure scene. T.R. Knight. George died brutally, tragically, like a warning to anyone thinking of leaving on bad terms. Heigl? Her character got ghosted mid-conversation, and Rhimes didn't hide how she felt. She once told Oprah that there are no Heigls in this situation when asked about working with drama queens. And when the Emmys came calling again, she didn't submit anyone who dared challenge her authority, but it didn't stop there. Shonda's reputation changed after the walkouts. She became known not just as a brilliant writer, but as a fixer. Someone who could kill your character, your image, and your career, all with one rewrite. And it worked. Grey's powered through, added new stars, survived more chaos. But something shifted. The show wasn't just fiction anymore, it became a game of survival, and not everyone made it out clean. Heigl has tried a comeback. Knight took to Broadway, Washington's resurfaced in indie projects, but none of them ever reached the height they had at Grey's. They flew too close to the sun, and the sun had a pen, a director's chair, and the power of network TV behind her. And let's not forget, Ellen Pompeo, the face of Meredith Grey, never walked, never feuded publicly. She played the long game and got paid $20 million a season to do it. That's what survival looks like in Hollywood, not talent, not fame, strategy. This was never just a medical drama. It was a Hollywood experiment in power, silence, and survival. 3 walked out, the stories were rewritten, and the mess still being cleaned up. You just heard the truth from Ms. Cathy Knows, where we bring you the scandals they tried to bury, the stars they tried to erase, and the tea that's still hot after a decade. Who should we expose next? You know where to drop the name. The OR may be closed, but the gossip still bleeding.